Assalamualaikum and hi, we from Group 9 have chosen the title Number of Students Who Undergoing Primary and Secondary School Urine Screening in 2014, 2015 as well as 2016 for our group assignment.
Our group member list is On Kaizing, Nur Farhan binti Makzin, Norfijah binti Sido, Siti Najihah binti Aznan, Fatin Najah binti Muhammad Fikri, and also Jeski Puan Meli.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Fatin Najwa binti Muhammad Fikri. My metric number is A20A2103. For introduction, first, the objective of this study is to find out the number of students undergoing primary and secondary school urine screening in 2014-2016. This study will be covered all the states in Malaysia. Next, source of data. In this study, we are categorize data, numeric data. We also put variable which qualitative and quantitative.
Hi, my name is Norfijah binti Sido. My matrix number is A20A198. I will present about the data description. The data that we studied were about the number of students undergoing primary and secondary school urine screening in 2014 until 2016. We took 3 variables and selected 42 data at random. Based on the data we selected, we have separated the data by class. Before isolating the data, the first step we do is to determine the number of classes. Before isolating the data, the first step we do is to determine the number of classes using the formula 2 power of k greater than n. So the number of classes we get is 6. The second step is to determine the class interval using the formula maximum minus minimum entry per number of class. So the class interval we get is 858. The third step, after isolating the classes, we have found the relative frequency and the cumulative frequency. We obtain the relative frequency using the formula f per n and get the sum is 1. And finally, we get the cumulative frequency by adding the first frequency with the next frequency.
Next is graphical representation. 2.1 Qualitative variable. The bar chart. The figure shows that the numbers of students from Selangor increased from 4,037 in 2014 to 5,477 in 2015. However, the number of students decreased to 2,055 in 2016. In addition, the number of students from Kedah is the highest number from other states in 2014, which is 5,743 students, but the number of students had decreased to 5,643 in 2015 to 3,082 in 2016. Next, the quantitative variable data. The histographic figure shows the frequency increased from 6 at midpoint 1024.5 to 10 at midpoint 1882.5. Then the frequency continues to decrease at 8 and the midpoint is 2740.5. Then increase to frequency 7, which is the midpoint of 3598.5 and 4456.5, and further decrease to the frequency 4 at the midpoint of 5314.5. Frequency polygon. The frequency was increased from midpoint 166 to 5 at 0 to 10 at midpoint 1882.5. The frequency was dropped from midpoint 1882.5 at 10 to midpoint 6172.5 at 0. For the object graph, cumulative frequency at upper boundaries 5743.5 was the highest at 42, while cumulative frequency at upper boundaries is 595.5 was the lowest at 0. cumulative frequency at upper boundaries 4885.5 was the second highest, which frequency are 58. That's all for me. Thank you.
My name is Nafarhan Betty Mazin. My matrix number is A20A2191. I will continue to present about numerical descriptive measure. This table shows how to find the measure of central tendency, position, and also variation. This table have total frequency, midpoint, fx, and also fx times 2. First is measure of central tendency. A measure of central tendency is value that represent the center of a distribution. Three most companies use measures of tendency for ungrouped and grouped data are mean, median, and mode. The mean is usually referred to as the average value of observation. The median is the value between the data set at sort time. The mode of a given set of data is the observation with the maximum frequency. Next is the measure of position. The measure of position is a method of identifying specific data value in a given data set. The measure of position focuses on data point or value or distributions in a sample. These measures of position can tell us whether a value close to the average or it is unusually high or low. The different measures of position are quartiles, deciles, and percentiles. Lastly, the measure of variation. Measure of variation are parameters that attempt to describe the amount of variation between random variables. The measure of variation describes the extent to which values are dispersed or diffused from central values. Measurement of variation, three parameters such as range, variance, and standard deviation used to quantify variation in a set of random variables.
Salam sejahtera and hi, my name is Ong Hai Singh. My matrix number is A20A2257. Now I will continue to present the analysis data using SPSS output. As the diagram shown, left side is a figure calculated by using SPSS, while right side is calculated by manually. In fact, only the mode using SPSS is greater than manually. For the hypothesis testing, we have proceeded to one sample statistics and one sample test. As the result, the mean for number of students were 2,905.98. The resulting significant level is less than 0.001. The p-value from the ANOVA is 0.092, which is reveals more than one of variables group. Meanwhile, the number of students in 2014 is 1, which is perfect positive correlation. The number of students in 2015 and 2016 is 0.685 and 0.334. Hence, we can realize that the students is related with 2014, 2015, and 2016. Lastly, the 95% confidence interval is mean alpha 0.05 for mean.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Najah binti Asnan. My matric number is 20A1964. I want to present about theoretical modeling. Okay. A multiple linear regression model is an equation that describes the relation between two or more independent variables for x1, x2, and one non-independent variable for y. Okay, this is in our table. A dependent variable, the number of students undergoing in 2014. B predictor constant, the number of students undergoing in 2016 and 2015. This is the theory. Y equal B0 plus B1 x1 plus B2 x2. Okay, B0 for parameter, x1 for kernel constant for variable. Okay, next, it shows B0 is negative 87.321 for every year increase in number of students in 2018-2019 is expected to increase by 0.252 provide the another available remind. Standard better confusion the effect for of 2018 is 0.007 is almost two times that of year 2019 is 0.117. The p-value for the ANOVA table is 0.1092 only 2018. Residue value will be 0 and we cannot to get p-value if not our the sum of data. The 95 CI for the number year student 2018 is 273.76 and 4334.96 for 2019 3167.46 and 1906.81 for both the number of students undergoing primary 2018 and 2019 have the order 0 collection value are more than 3. In concern, the part and parcel collection of the number student 2018 and 2019 are both more than 3. And the last one, the VIF value of below 5 indicating there is a problem multicollinearity. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Jessie Pramedi and the number matrix is A20A1380. In this assignment, the objective on this study case is to find out number of students undergoing primary and secondary school in urine screening in 2014 to 2016. In the figure 2.1 show that the number of students from Kedah is the highest number from that other state in 2014 is 5,743 students. However, the numbers of students from Paris is the lowest in 2016. In the figure 2.2 that show the frequency 10 is the highest at midpoint 1882.5, while the frequency at midpoint 5314.5 is the lower at 4. The figure 2.3 show that the frequency at midpoint 1882.5 was the highest at 10. The frequency at midpoint 5314.5 was the lower at 4. The mean of students undergoing primary and secondary school urine screening in 2014 to 2016 is 2964.643 and the median is 3169.125 and the mode is 2054.1. The first quarter of students undergoing primary and secondary school urine screening in 2014, 2015 and 2016 is 2095.25 and the third quarter is 5418.125 and the third in quarter is 3322.875. The p-value from the ANOVA table is 0.092 while variables more than one of the variables group. The residual value will be 0 and we can't to get the p-value if did not to figure to find out the sum of the data. In the correlation analysis, the number of students released in 2016 is 0.334, which is weak positive correlation. In the distribution, the 95% confidence interval is mean alpha 0.05 for mean.